It took an ordinary citizen, Nina Gonzalez, to stand up at the presidential debate on Tuesday to raise what has been a phantom issue on the campaign trail: the lack of effective gun controls and any meaningful political discussion about this crisis. Every year, more than 30,000 people are shot and killed in this country. Ms. Gonzalez politely asked President Obama whatever happened to his pledge 4 years ago to fight for renewal of the ban on assault weapons. That ban, which prohibits the manufacture of semi-automatic firearms for civilian use, was put in place in 1994 and expired in 2004. It was a pledge that Mr. Obama and his administration never made a priority, despite the many horrific mass shootings during his term. The current campaign is now focused on a handful of states where mention of gun control is considered politically toxic. At the debate, Mr. Obama said he wanted to get a broader conversation going on reducing violence, and part of it is seeing if we can get an assault weapons ban reintroduced. That kind of tepid talk will do nothing to push this crucial legislation through Congress. Mitt Romney was far worse. As the recently anointed candidate of the National Rifle Association, he flatly opposes renewal of the assault weapons ban, even though as governor of Massachusetts, he signed a statewide ban in 2004 after the federal 10-year ban lapsed. In the State House, Mr. Romney unequivocally denounced the military-style weapons as instruments of destruction with the sole purpose of hunting down and killing people. That was then. Now, on the national hustings, Mr. Romney says nothing of the sort, and he tries to portray the state ban as a law that was pro-sportsmen too. Both candidates tried lamely to connect various family, school, and social factors to the murders made easy by inadequate and non-existent gun control laws by state legislatures, often with bipartisan support. Among the worst features are permits for carrying guns in colleges and other public places, and the atrocious stand-your-ground laws that basically permit machismo fanaticists to shoot to kill what they feel is threatened. Neither Mr. Obama nor Mr. Romney shows any interest in discussing this threat to public safety. The scourge includes 4.5 million firearms sold annually in the nation and more than 1 million people killed by guns in the past 4 decades. Research shows that among 23 high-income nations, 80% of firearm deaths occurred in the United States, where citizens suffer homicide rates 6.9 times higher than in the other nations. This nation needs sane and effective gun control policies, including the assault weapons ban, not political obfuscation. Whichever candidate wins, his term is certain to be marked by the shooting deaths of tens of thousands more Americans. The United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit on Thursday became the second federal appellate court in the nation to rule that the Defense of Marriage Act violates equal protection by barring same-sex couples legally married under state law from receiving federal benefits available to heterosexual couples. Any sensible reading of the Constitution and basic fairness demand a repudiation of this discriminatory law. So far, 7 federal courts, including district courts, have reached the same conclusion about this improper denial of benefits. The next stop should be the Supreme Court. The 2-1 ruling on Thursday came in the case of Edith Windsor, who married her partner of more than 40 years, Thea Spire, in Canada in 2007. Their marriage was recognized by New York State. Yet, when Mrs. Spire died in 2009, Mrs. Windsor, now 83, was prevented by the act from claiming an exemption from the federal estate tax. available for surviving spouses and was required to pay $363,053 in estate taxes. Judge Dennis Jacobs, a George H.W. Bush appointee who wrote the majority opinion, said the law's defenders, namely Republicans in Congress who took up the cause after the Obama administration decided in 2011 not to defend the law, did not offer any good reason for treating married same-sex couples differently from their heterosexual counterparts.